Okay.
Okay, so we're going to kind of start over.
Yeah. Hi, Dee. Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for listening to our crazy...
Well, they didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's just hand movements, all the
Yeah.
crazy hand movements. So today, I mean, it was super interesting, which you didn't get to hear any of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks, Dee.
oh, great. Lori
Patty.
Brett.
and Brett's our controller here at Coffee Beanery. He keeps us in line, tells us no, we can't spend money. And he also does a really important job. He's our coffee buyer.
Yes.
So it's so fascinating. It's really like, it's a market. So you're just trying to think ahead and predict the future.
Oh, my gosh.
But we were talking first about supply and demand because
Yes.
I think it's really important. It's crazy out there, and my girlfriend trying to find baby formula.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a foster
Yeah.
parent.
Yeah.
And it's crazy right now.
We're all trying to find it
formula.
for her, too, because it's just like, I mean, being a mom of an infant right now has got to be so tough.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine trying to find that. I mean, we've got chai and other things which you can live without, but baby formula is kind of a staple.
Right.
So.
Especially if you're a foster parent, you know.
Oh, good morning from Florida.
Hi, Stacy.
Oh, hi, Stacy. I'm going to be in Florida Saturday
Yeah.
I'm
next
so
week.
for
jealous.
my birthday week.
While the boss is away, the employees will play.
I have cake every night. So thank you to my friends who, it doesn't even count on your birthday week.
The calories don't count on your
No,
birthday
they
week?
don't.
Is that a new
No,
thing?
It is.
Is
It's
it Weight
always
Watchers
been.
Is that science?
It's science. Yes, it's science. But
It's the Lord's gift to us.
I like it.
you got another year older. Here's your present.
Yeah.
Oh, but I stay 50 for quite a number of years.
I
turning 50
actually
again.
forgotten how old you actually are.
Happy birthday! Thank you. I know.
You've been 42 for a really long time.
Yeah,
Not that long.
I stayed 45 for 5 years, and now I'm staying 50 for 10 years. And, I just love everyone in my life goes along with it.
Yeah.
Like, I have I have absolutely forgotten how old you actually are.
Yeah, I don't really remember either because I'm just 50. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah, but
So.
42.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
ask
take
the
42 too.
Yeah.
So for my 31-year-old daughter, so I'm not sure how that works. And my
No.
daughter is going with me to Florida with
Yes.
my bestie and her family, so
Yes.
it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, we're going to Discovery Cove, so
It'll be fun.
really fun. But coffee, so Patty, you want to just back up and remind everybody kind of coffee, that it's
Sure.
not really a bean.
Right, it's not a bean. It's 2 seeds in a cherry. It looks like a cherry that gets processed. It's always grown down in, like, below the equator and always the warmer locations.
It's warmer than the Arabica, which we talked about. The better is,
Cancer, Capricorn.
is
Yeah,
higher
there you go.
up.
Yeah,
There we go.
absolutely.
Yep.
So the
We
wonderful...
brought him for a reason.
Yeah. Obviously, his geography
Beauty
is
and
better than ours.
brains,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
Ladies, he's single.
So why don't you
Jeez. Wow. There you go.
You didn't know this was going to happen today. I've been planning this.
I did.
Yeah.
I know you too.
What?
Jennifer says happy birthday to you as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Would you ever? Yeah, we never digress, apparently.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting to hear about coffee and how it's grown. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can't just go, you can't really just go buy green coffee beans. It's not like you just go into a store and they're,
it's-
Right.
$16 a pound.
Aren't there only 3 ports in the United States that import green coffee? I'm certain I learned that back in
because
bean
of
school
the
back
drugs?
in the day.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
New
Coming
Orleans,
through the
New
West
Jersey,
Coast.
and California, the
Yep,
3 ports that I
exactly.
know of.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where a lot of the traders are concentrated. So,
Yeah.
we used to deal with the trader down in Louisiana,
Yep.
and then we have the one in New York that we use primarily now.
Right. So
Yep.
it's not like you said, like you can just go get it. You have to work with an
No,
importer to get it.
Yeah, or directly with the farms and
Yep.
then through but it is the second biggest
Yeah.
traded commodity that is legal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a caveat there because we were talking about the Nespresso plant in
Yeah, it's
Australia.
Switzerland. That they got a surprise shipment of
cocaine. So we were laughing because
Oh, yeah, that was all
I
over
can't
the
imagine
news.
that.
I saw the
I just
the
can't
picture
imagine
of the
being the worker
crate.
who opens the crate and goes, doesn't look like coffee.
It was a big old metal container, the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, and the person who mixed them up, someone's in trouble. Someone's at the bottom of an ocean.
Oh, yeah. Swimming with the fishes.
Not that
Oh, no.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, but tell us a little bit about the coffee market, just how you buy, how you predict, what's your process of it?
Yeah, so obviously, like, it's a tradable commodity. The price changes just like oil pretty much every second of the day.
Wow.
So one of the good things is there's contracts that you can buy. So a contract is for 37,000 pounds of coffee. So, but they're priced out according to the market, and you can buy them in the future, and they're locked in at a price. So if the market goes up, you pay the price that is on the contract.
Wow.
So it's a little bit of speculating, trying to guess.
But if the price goes down, you don't regain it.
You don't regain it.
So
no.
you're locking in at that price.
Yeah, so you're trying to hedge a risk and hedge, a risk that it's going to go up and you're going to be in a better position.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have the ticker going on my computer all day and watching it just go up, down, red, green, red, green.
Normally, you kind of have indications. You know how the crop is going, whether it's a good crop, whether there were any issues. Obviously, those will affect it right away, especially until they figure out what the actual damage is.
And that was the big thing. So for last year, we saw unprecedented increases in 2021 in the coffee market. It was up from January to December. It rose 76 or 78%. And a lot of that was due to we got hit with what they call the double whammy in Brazil. They had a drought and a frost all at the same time. So the crop was coming in much shorter than expected. So that obviously...
And Brazil is one of the biggest producers, right?
Yeah,
so if you take out Brazil crop, then all the prices are going to go up.
Yeah, they roughly say that it's about 70 to 75% of the market. On the coffee that's on the market is grown in Brazil.
That's
so
insane.
They're the largest producer of coffee, yeah.
But there is two different, like Robusta is on a different market to Arabica.
Yeah.
When we use Arabica for all of our Coffee Beanery
coffee. And the Robusta is not even traded on the United States exchange. It's on the London exchange. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. That has increased a lot too, not as much as the Arabica, of course. Arabica. So that's
and so because it's a commodity, lots of things beyond weather even affect it. So politics.
Yes, politics huge. Obviously, logistics, the supply chain has been a huge deal. So there's the price that we pay in the market for it, which is the price that's on the contract. But then that's not the price we actually pay. Right. So there's they do it per pound, what they call a differential. That's the extra cost from like the farm and the shipping and everything to get it in there. So not only have we seen about a 70 to 80% increase on the market, we've also seen about an 80% increase on that differential as well. So before, when we're paying 30 cents over on the market for a coffee from Central America, now we're paying closer to 60 cents over the market price for that same.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought you were just going blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, when you start talking math, I'm done. I'm done. This is true. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Well, weather predominantly.
Yes.
Obviously, supply and demand.
We're
Sometimes
on weather
there's
watch
diseases.
Right now.
Diseases that will, one of them took out the whole in
bug.
Hawaii.
The coffee bean borer, the
coffee
coffee rust.
That was,
now you've got diesel being over $5 a gallon, so shipping's going to be insane.
And I thought it was really interesting, and not recently, but a while ago when China started drinking more coffee instead of tea, it really affected.
I wonder why.
Because it was just consumption, it's supply and demand. So they were consuming so much more coffee, and there's such a huge population that it affected the whole market, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the market has been a little insane lately. It's just
I think
hard
you told me it's bipolar.
It's bipolar, yeah.
It really is.
It's dropping up and down 5-8% in a day, and then the next day it opens up and you don't know where it's going to be. We're on weather watch right now in Brazil, possible frost. This year's supposed to be a good crop though, so we'll see.
Because there's a off crop and a...
Yep. Every other year is like the good year, and then they have the off year.
And to be fair, like 3 or 4 years ago, coffee was so inexpensive that it really... I was kind of concerned for the people who are producing it because it really wasn't trading at a volume.
No.
That it wasn't a sustainable cost.
No, it was not. So that was the conversation that I had with the trader, and that was one of the biggest problems is there was crop out there. The farms were actually trying to not release it because they couldn't cover their operating costs at the price that they were having to sell it for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then another thing that caused the market to go a little higher was in 2020 we had the largest crop in the history of the market. So it came out and it was the largest crop in history, and then to come off the very next year to have it would be an off year anyways, and then the drought and the frost, and to come about 7 to 8 million bags short of what was expected was kind of a huge deal.
That sounds like a huge
number.
number.
Yeah, that is a huge number. Yeah, we're doing big numbers.
And we had, I think we bought like 9 or 10 months ahead on a lot of the coffees. So, I mean, that was very thanks to you. That was very helpful. Obviously, we haven't increased prices 75%.
Yeah.
So, you know, when this happens, we try to make margin when it's a little better pricing, and then you lose it and you try to balance it out. But we've talked here, we've had a few price increases,
right?
Just because we never want to sacrifice quality.
Absolutely,
we want to always have the best quality coffee for everybody.
Because that is a lot of conversations that I have too. Is they're like, oh, well, you can substitute this coffee and it's a little bit less expensive. And my first answer is always like, no, we can't do that.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
Or we'll say, get us some, we'll taste it and see, because, I mean, just because you've always used a certain coffee doesn't mean that crop of a different one isn't really good, actually better than that one. So we do play with stuff a little bit. And I remember this happening, when was the last where it just did this? It was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Yeah, it was right a little bit before actually I was working here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. 2012, 13 was like the high point too that we just beat.
It was doubled and was crazy. Yep. And then a lot of people did. That's when you saw the 1 pound packages go to 12 ounces.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that was how it.
Yeah,
right, I mean, that was how people had to mitigate it for the cost of it. We didn't do that for a very long time, but when we had those high sustained prices for so long, we had to go in. And honestly, we had to do it because a lot of people were comparing our prices with other people's prices who are now 12 ounce.
And not realizing that you're getting an extra.
Or doing the math on it, you know, can be tough when you're sitting in you're not comparing apples to apples, but you don't even know it.
Right. So we followed industry standard and went to a 12
Because
ounce
how many times, at the grocery store, to me, it's amazing, you know, when they did those big jumbo packages of everything.
Yeah.
It was like 0.03 cents. Like, you do the math on it.
Yeah.
And now that we don't do the math, sometimes the smaller ones are cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Because it's on the grocery shelves, so you can see it a lot of times now.
Interesting.
But I thought, you know, I think they got us so in tune, like, oh, we're getting a better value, but now sometimes it's not a better value.
No. I think the important thing at the end of the day is that we don't sacrifice quality for anything.
No.
Like, that's like our utmost standard.
And that it is, I think it's kind of fascinating because it is playing the stock market. I mean, you're trying to, actually, Brett and I this morning, it's like, I've been watching the market, you know, went down 6 cents. Now it's, you know.
That makes me
tired.
And
when there's little dips, we try to, you know, sneak in and snatch some that we need. But you're buying in to future crop, which I think is, we didn't always do that.
No.
We would buy crops, and then maybe we didn't need them for a while. And so, thanks to, you know, just really smart people that help us out, you know, we buy future crops now.
Yeah, we buy the future crops, and it's been good so far. It's a little bit odd right now with the way the market is. It's hard to want to try to predict out too far with everything going on, but I mean,
and there's hope. It's not like the coffee's going to continually go up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There is a lot of, there's speculation both ways.
Traders are loving it right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, and things will, you know, normalize. You'll have a good crop. I mean, everything's a cycle. At least coffee's we've seen it, the cycle of things. Some of the other areas. The supply and demand right now. I just don't know the way out of it.
Yeah.
Like, unless we can produce more, and people. I mean, I think about us when our roaster goes down for a day or something, and just in that little bit of time, you get behind trying to get back on track.
Yeah.
And now these plants that were closed for so long.
Right. Look at China right now. They didn't sell a car for the entire month. Of last, because they're in complete lockdown.
Yeah.
Right?
What does that do for the economy? Like, not selling anything, not producing anything.
They even closed some of the ports, which is
you know,
troubling because I mean, obviously we get a lot of just everything. A lot of materials for manufacturing
Yeah.
come from China, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
It's
if
kinda
we're buying
scary.
from someone in the U.S., it
Yep,
could be
yeah.
originating there for sure.
Right. I didn't realize how much of our stuff we get overseas until now when we're like, we can't get chai.
And I think a lot of good
Yeah.
things have come
Yeah.
out of, I mean, a lot of good things have come of it. But,
Absolutely.
and we are so blessed. I mean, I'll say every time, we're so blessed that we are able to stay open every day.
Right.
Because we are essential.
Mm-hmm.
And we have people really committed and passionate about Coffee Beanery, which,
Absolutely.
you know, we're just so blessed to have. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool when everyone's just like, save the company,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
whatever you know we want. But I mean, it is really rewarding just how everyone's just so passionate about what we do,
Right.
and you know, hearing from our customers and just hearing how long we've had customers for. People are like, I've been buying for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's just really
And we
rewarding.
know most of your names, right? We'll see, yeah, we're definitely essential. We said that too, like during oh yeah, we can't stop producing. If I don't have coffee for one day, it's going to be a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And good coffee, because I mean, even when I travel, it's just so tough. I'm like, I just want some good coffee.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've been on a trip and you go to the gas station and just get a cup of coffee and you take that sip, and as you're walking out the door, it's right in the trash can. You're like, nope, I'm not even drinking
so
that.
I
Yep, I gotta go
actually-
somewhere else.
I travel with my whole coffee maker, and I bring cups and everything because I travel like every weekend during the summer, and I make my own coffee in my room. I'm not drinking the hotel coffee. I've heard horrible things about the hotel coffee makers too. We won't go on that today, but gross.
Oh, yeah,
I
please
don't know
don't.
about that.
I heard they're very unsanitary. I'll just leave it at that. And so bring your own, make your own.
And that's where the little French press or something. would be.
French press is great. I bring my actual auto drip machine.
Let's go back to my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Mine's the week after, literally 1 week after yours,
Right.
7 days.
Let's have a combined birthday.
There we go. We got
I like
lots
it.
of birthdays, and
Yeah.
we're gonna celebrate Britton's birthday. It's exactly a month before mine,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and she was sick on her birthday, so
That's right. We didn't see her. Gosh, we never did a makeup for that either.
No, we should. Well, yeah, we'll have some fun in Florida. I'm
Okay.
There you
sure.
go.
All right.
And we're
There
looking
you
forward to
go.
the sun. We still don't really have much sun here.
We got a couple days. We got a couple days of it. I got burnt.
Yeah.
Pool is getting warmed up today, but it's pretty,
so cold. It's
pretty
54 here
drizzly
today.
and
Yeah.
whatever today. But I don't want to scare anybody with this coffee talk.
No.
I just think it's interesting to understand that coffee is just a traded commodity.
Yep.
There is, you're just guessing and trying to buy ahead of time, and we've done what we need. We make a little less.
Yep.
Customers have to pay a little more.
And they start harvesting usually in September, so that's when we get like a really good update on how the crop's been doing and
Yeah.
everything like that. So
yeah, we
that's
just
always
need a
nice
good
to-
crop, and
Yep.
and it's everything will work. And we've gotten through it before, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've gotten through it before. It's not a big deal. The good thing is, there's not shortages. It's not
Nope.
like we can't get coffee. We get coffee here every week.
Right.
Big semi-fulls of
We
coffee.
just got one today.
We did.
Hey.
They're
We
just got
unloading
one
it
today.
as we
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Bean day.
Well, that was funny because what was it? Probably 8 months ago, everybody was talking about that coffee shortage, and that really wasn't due to crop more than it was due to containers not being able to get into ports and stuff like
When
that.
they blocked
Yeah.
the whole port.
Yep.
Which you can imagine a big traffic jam of,
Yeah.
of containers.
We were watching it for a while out on the West
Yeah,
Coast. Like you'd
that
see
was
the pictures.
insane.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, me watching it every day. Am I going to get my treasure chest today? Am I going to get my treasure
That's right.
chest
We
today?
had that
Oh, yeah.
container coming in.
Yeah.
That
I
being
don't like
said,
doing that.
we're
Yeah.
going to start getting gift set supply stuff
Yeah.
soon, actually, so that we'll get it.
And always
plenty of
looking
time
for U.S.
Christmas.
suppliers. So,
Well, and the good
Hit
thing
me
about
up.
most of the coffee that we have is obviously there's not a new crop till towards the end of the summer. So all the coffee that we have contracted is in a climate-controlled warehouse waiting for us to pick up.
yes.
So it is here in the States already. It is in New Jersey, and I just have to order it and have someone go pick it up.
Yeah.
So we will not run
Yeah.
out of coffee. You are fine. It's not, yeah, not going right.
There's 3 knocks on that one.
Yeah. Hey, you can't go overboard.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully you learned a little bit about how
It's
we get
fascinating.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now some people do go direct to farms, like they
Yes,
go
and we do
direct
have
to
that
farms.
farm. We do have the farm that we get a couple of
We
our coffees
do.
from direct, and we've been
Yeah.
looking at some different options.
Some of the
for them
single
for some
origin
different
coffees
things.
that
Yep.
we get.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Getting more into that, which I think is
Yeah, and just learning how much like quality and care and how much work goes into every cup of coffee, like and this just being just another part of it. I just sometimes I'm like, how does this not cost $15 a cup? Because it's so much work.
Yes.
for
Yeah,
real though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you see the care, especially when we went to the La Manita farm and
Yes.
saw just especially the special care that they put
Yes.
into the La Manita
Yes,
coffee.
yes.
It is pretty amazing. I mean, it's one cup is one. Is it a cup? It's a pound.
Yeah.
Is one tree's harvest.
Yes.
So one little tree. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
one
a little
coffee tree.
One coffee tree. It's like 1 pound.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Is what it ends
That's
up netting
insane.
at the end.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
No.
is crazy.
And then put
Yeah.
in, consideration that you're picking on the side of a mountain. Try not to fall on the mountain. I swear I almost fell a few times. Roll down, take out all the trees with
We're
me.
awful. I
And
know.
then they pick all day and then they process all night. They process that same night that they pick. And it's just kind of crazy when you think about like, oh my gosh, these people are working around the clock to bring us our coffee.
And
Thank
we
you.
love it. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody here
Yes.
roasting, flavoring.
Yes.
I mean, we're different than a lot of coffee companies in that we do bring in the green beans. We roast it, we flavor it, we package it right here, we distribute it
Yes.
Yep.
right here
Yes.
ourselves. And people have a lot of choices on where they want to work, and we're so thankful that we have people doing that, because it gets hot out there.
Oh yeah, it's a warehouse.
It's a warehouse, so and we're out there with them too
Absolutely.
if we need to be.
Yep.
So
I'm going to go make gift sets in a few minutes.
yeah,
Hey, thank you, Amazon.
yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But so we're just really blessed, and we're really blessed to have you guys that understand and appreciate, that quality coffee does cost a little bit more, and that and then that we start the morning together. So we really appreciate all of you too. So cheers to you. Have a
It's empty
wonderful
now,
day.
but thank you.